About this fall camp versus last year?
Just about everything, honestly. We got some familiar faces around, some coaches, some players, but for the most part, there's a lot of new guys, and that's a good thing. And I think the guys that Coach Freeze has brought in are his caliber guys. They're high character guys, they're like-minded guys, and so you have more of the same people around, I would say, which has been great. It's been easy to work with, and then obviously there's more talent out there as well. So it's been really fun working these past few months, and obviously right now is the team that we have, and so this is what we're going with.
Saturday scrimmage, you guys got to work in front of everybody. What do you think you still need to work on a little bit?
Yeah, it's tough going out there and scrimmaging like that. You want to compare it to a game, but at the same time, it's not. We're thudding most of that day on scrimmage, so you never really know how many yards you're gaining when you're thudding. You fall forward for an extra 3 or 4 sometimes. So you try to keep that in mind when you're watching the film. Offensively, we were frustrated to walk off the field with how the day went, and it was one of our not as good days of camp, I say. But then you go back and watch the film, and like I say, it's never as good, it's never as bad as you think. So just some detailed stuff on Saturday that was getting us. But like I said, we weren't game planning for the scrimmage. We weren't game planning for our defense really. So it's different than an actual game. You have to remember that. Some players were out there for the first time playing those plays. It was like a practice, and so. You keep that in mind, but some guys show some good flashes, obviously, and I thought the defense did a lot of good things too.
You mentioned some guys who showed some flashes. Malcolm Simmons got a lot of attention after Saturday. What can you say about what makes him special?
Yeah, well, first thing that starts with him is his speed. He can fly, and that's obviously showing his track speed, and then his jumping ability. So I think his Instagram is like freak something, and that lives up to the name. He's a freak. But you look out there, we got a lot of guys like that. We got a lot of guys that can run in that room, and then we got a lot of guys that shake in that room too, and can run, and that's a rare combo. And so, as a whole, our receiver room is obviously, you guys know, a lot different than it was last year. And so, a guy like Malcolm had a good day Saturday, and other guys have shown up consistently throughout camp as well, having good days.
You mentioned during media days how kind of with all the new receivers, the those have really how important those were. How have you seen that, I guess, kind of hidden so far with fall camp, and what is it been like, practicing now with all those guys?
Yeah, obviously you spend a lot of time in the summer with those guys. Perry and Malcolm, the 2 guys that showed up in the summer, so it's harder to. They're a little bit behind in that aspect because they just didn't have the time that other guys had. So trying to catch up those guys as fast as possible. But guys like Cam, he's a different type of receiver. You throw him different kind of balls. They don't necessarily have to do things the same way as you do with a guy who might be 5'11", 6 foot, and can't jump and touch the ceiling right here. So Cam, throw him different balls and let him go play, let him go be him. And other guys who work with different things and ball placement. Also, time there's somewhere else where you got to bend this off at a certain angle, and it's not always the same angle. So let's get on the same page with that stuff and hit the guy, in the head with the ball, and then catch him right. That's been good.
And I know you're on the other side of the ball from Coach Durkin, but when you guys go team, what do you admire about the way that he coaches that unit up, and what have been your takeaways getting to know him?
The energy that he brings is like. You can tell with the way our defense practices every single day that there is a whole new energy. Not that our defense last year didn't have energy. Our defense played well last year. I thought we got a lot of good players over there, but I think we got a lot of good players again this year. And so that's a positive. But I might have mentioned this at media day. I think someone told me on the defense that if you don't celebrate, it gets counted as a loaf, and I think that's awesome. And so everybody on the sideline is always up. They don't have a day where they don't have juice. And so obviously that comes from the guy who's in control of them, and that's Coach Durkin. The other coaches are obviously enforcing it, and then the leaders on that side of the ball are doing that. And then also it's an everybody thing. You have to make that decision that I'm going to show up with some juice, and a lot of times you got to take it till you make it. With certain guys, you might be having a bad day, but you might not be excited, but you get a loaf if you don't move around. So you better get your blood moving. So that's been great to see. It's been great to practice against, honestly.
What happens if you get too many loaves? Is there a punishment?
Probably. I'm not sure. Like you said, I'm not on that side of the ball. I'd have to ask my guys.
What about Art Dorsey? Can you explain how he's developing?
Yeah, he's cleaned up some things in the summer that that just in the first few 7-on-7s you saw, and it was like, okay, that's, you know, a young receiver, and that's just because he is. You know, he came right out of high school, and a lot of things that he was doing, you couldn't get away with in high school because you're that much more athletic than everybody. And obviously, he is another freak. You know, he weighs 220 pounds as a freshman and can run. And so, I saw him getting cleaned up in like 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. And they're not really easy things to like break the habit of. And so he obviously worked at it and did a really good job. And so he is quickly materializing into a guy that will get a position.
How nice is it to have a brain of Ken Austin?
We were going over some stuff today that was just really refreshing to be going over, and it's just next level stuff. You know, that's when you sit down and break down your defense, and the detail that we go into is going to be awesome. And so, for me, you know, that's huge for me. Obviously, now that I'm a veteran guy and I've been around for quite a while now in the college game, and so you know, take it to that next level as a unit. As me and Coach Austin about the same thing, me and Coach Freed, you know, the exact same thing we're seeing when we do a game plan the team, like I was talking about earlier. I feel like we're really going to be locked in when we're looking at locked in on what our plan is for that team.
How has Sam been as a teammate again?
Fucking awesome. I love that guy. He's one of the best people that I've ever met, and he works his butt off. He had a really good day today at practice. And it's crazy watching him, you know. He's in a whole different, you know, area, just like the freshmen are in a different area. They're brand new. Well, you know, he's brand new to receiver. You know, to receiver in 5 years. And so, seeing the progress that he's made just over the last few months is crazy. He's already a really, really good athlete. Another guy with the freaking camera for sure. The way that some of the stuff that he can do, and you know, he's a guy that's going to keep taking strides because it's still new to him, and I think he's really getting the hang of it and having a lot of fun.
Can you take us through the receiver, the tight end room a little bit? You have Valdo, Brandon, Luke, Mike, all looking like they can contribute.
Absolutely. Obviously, start with Valdo. I'm pretty sure he was all SEC last year, I think. And a really talented guy. You know, obviously put together as well for a tight end. And he's got probably the strongest hands I've ever seen, honestly. So you should give him a chance, and there's a good chance that he's going to come down. And so. He's been great. I mean, he's progressing still and getting better, and he's had stuff that he wants to work on. I think he does a good job with that. And then you go to you know, Big Frage. He's a talented guy too. He's a Division I basketball player, you know, back in the day. So he's a guy who can do a lot of things, and he's underrated as a pass catcher. Honestly, he's really good getting open, and then also when the ball's thrown to him, he comes down with that thing, and he's proven that over practice and games. And then Luke is obviously a captain from last year who brings different things to the table, really good in the run game. He can catch balls if he needs to, and as a leader of that room. And then, like I said, Mike is getting older as he goes, and I know he's working on things as well and showing up on the field.
Talking with all the back, especially with the wins you got for season last year, how much does that help you when you know you've got so many pieces coming in, having your tight end who you've already walking over with?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things you did last year. It's almost like, what can you learn from last year, and what can you take from positive last year? I guess I never threw to the tight end as much as I did last year, so it's building my part, or a part of my game that I didn't do before, I guess. And so we'll carry that over into this year, and you have confidence throwing to a guy like that. And then also, now you know they can't double team him anymore. I think he said that the other day. There are times we get in the red zone, they cloud coverage to him, so they knew we were throwing, stop route, go route to him. And if they do that this year now, they're going to be light elsewhere, whether that's in the box or to the field. And so don't think they're going to be able to do that this year, which is good. And it'll open up more passing game, having more time out there.
You mentioned that's the most you've done to your tight end before. How much does having somebody like that open up the offense, and how much easier is it to work out?
It's just another good skill player. Obviously, he's a mid skill, we call it, but having a tight end that can work on linebackers is huge. As the game changes, you got more and more athletes playing linebacker, more guys that can run really well at linebacker, so it's not as much of an advantage as I guess it used to be back in the day, but it still is. If you have a good tight end, you should be a linebacker 7, 8 times out of 10. And I think Baldo can do that for sure. And so it allows you to have get in spread formations and let your tight end go to work sometimes, so that definitely helps.
Peyton, one of the things we heard from Coach also is your complete command of the offense, and talked a little bit about checking at the line and things like that. How much do you expect to do of that this year compared to last year, being able to adjust on the fly?
quite a bit more, honestly. You know, last year was obviously, like I've said before, a unique situation. It was weird. There was a lot of things that were out of my control, and that was one of them. But now, with us all being on the same page about what we're doing, and we're still materializing some of that stuff, and we're still working through the specifics of certain things, but from week-to-week basis, I think that, like Coach said, I feel really good with where we're at right now, and I feel like I have a really good understanding of what Coach Freeze is trying to do, Coach Nix is trying to do, and what Coach Austin sees. And so, if we're on the same page and we're seeing things the same, Coach is going to have confidence in me to be able to change things up if I need to, and because that's what he would do, you know, if he was there. So, it's been great. It's been really fun, and it's a part of my game that I didn't get to use last year, like you said, very much at all. And I think that we're going to be able to have that as a weapon this year.
Sometimes quarterbacks are only as good as their supporting cast. You don't ever want to say that when things aren't going great, but do you feel better about everything you got around you, the playmakers, the blockers, everything? Maybe just because you've been together for a year.
Yeah, no question about that. I feel like you look at just about any quarterback in this game, people say it's the ultimate team game, and it really is. You know, it's tough. You've seen great quarterbacks in the NFL. You know, if stuff starts to break down around them, they're still good, but they're not the same as they are when they have all their pieces. You know, and so it's definitely a tough situation sometimes. You just have to deal with what you got at times. But like you said, I feel really good with where we're at right now, and like I said before, we still have young guys. You know, we still have 4 freshmen who are potentially going to play for us. You know, that's not exactly one, common, and 2, you know, at the end of the day, they're still young. You know, you can't go out there and expect them to be these seasoned veteran receivers who know everything. There's still going to be some times where you're like, man, what the heck? Like, but yeah, you just remind yourself, hey, this kid was playing high school ball last year. So, you know, Cam has had 1 or 2 times like that, not many, honestly, but having him in the spring has really helped develop him. But yeah, at the end of the day, we have guys right that can make plays and sometimes turn a 5-yard gain into 20. That helps a lot.
And talking to your coaches today and maybe after the scrimmage, what are the focuses right now in terms of moving forward in fall camp?
Yeah, like I said before, just getting these details together. I feel like we're really on a good track. You know, it's not like we're out here scrambling like, oh my gosh, what the heck? You know, is this, and this. It's just little things. You know, Coach might see something that we think we can tweak to make it a little bit better than it already is, and we'll go ahead and do that. You know, get on the same page, like I said, communicate that to the receivers, to the tight ends, and up front, and make sure everybody is seeing it the same, and then move forward, and then get reps at it. You know, so little things like operation things, getting the ball in, ball handling, in terms of ball carriers, and how that's going to look, tempo, and different things we're doing with that. So just little things, and then Coach Reed obviously has quite the playbook. So getting his little wrinkles all in there and all ironed out is always fun.
He mentioned last week you guys only had a couple days left of install. Have you guys finished installing the playbook?
I don't think so. You know, the last couple days we kind of haven't really put much into kind of trying to hang out the fans like that in. And like we said, get everybody knowing exactly what we're doing on that, and make sure there's no indecision on that. I'm sure we're going to do a couple more things here in the next couple of days. I think we have 5 more days of true camp left, and then unfortunately school starts.
You've had some pretty good teammates at running back in your college career. What makes Jark Rose a special back, and what's different about him?
I would say number one is his strength. He's really solid human. He's tough to move. He's got good balance too. I've seen him different times.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Best part of camp so far is what? I would say learning from the old guys. Just being able to still be for guys like Jaron and Caleb has been probably one of my favorite things.
What's the biggest adjustment this year with all the new guys on defense?
You know, just playing team ball. We got a bunch of guys who's from different areas, a bunch of young guys who got to come in and play. So just everybody molding together and playing one defense.
What's that competition been like? We've seen you and Caleb rotating a ton at that safety spot. I guess how intense is that competition?
You know, I look at it as, you know, at the end of the day, whichever way it goes, me and Caleb both gonna be on the field. And I just take it more so just learning from Caleb. Like Caleb's played some ball. I hadn't really played that much ball in college, so just having Caleb and competing with Caleb every single day, that has made me better. And, you know, made the best man win.
What kind of things have you learned from what things, I guess, have stuck with you the most? Like, talk about learning from Caleb. What are some things that you learned from what stuck with you the most that you take from him?
Just his mindset. Like Caleb's he got a very strong mindset. So just being around him and just seeing how he attacks each play and learning like what is he thinking before each play, after each play, like adjustments, things like that.
When you guys go to team, how have you seen some of the freshman receivers just continue to elevate their game? We just keep hearing about how explosive they all are.
Kevin Coleman just about made a crazy play. I was sitting up running just from the picket, and he just appeared out of nowhere. Good thing Kaylee was right there to break it up, but he's crazy. He's good.
In that sort of same vein, what's the craziest play you've ever seen Cam make in a practice?
Probably about a week ago, I watched him almost climb a ladder. That's how high he jumped. He caught a fade ball back in the end zone. Like every play he makes is just about crazy. It's a new one each and every week.
So you're one of several second-year safety and defensive backs on the team, Champ, Kay, and Terrence Love. I mean, so are you guys close? Do you guys,
All of us are pretty much close. That's been like a big emphasis this year compared to last year. Just everybody moves together and we all chasing one goal. You know, if you focus on the one thing that you're trying to accomplish as a team, all your individual goals, like you'll meet. They'll eventually just working as a team, like everything that you want personally, you'll be able to get. So that's been one of our big emphasis is just being selfless.
How much does it help you to play next to a guy like Jaron who's played so much at safety?
I spend so much time with Jaron every single day. So I'm gonna leave here, go to his house, watch film, come back here, and we're gonna watch film with the coaches and everything. But just having Jaron, he's made my game. Him and Caleb's made my game so much more better. Just how knowledgeable they are. Jaron's really smart. He can play some ball, so he knows a lot of things. And just getting tips from him and being able to be places because I know things because of him has been a real big factor in my game.
How have you liked working with Charles Kelly?
Coach Kelly's a GOAT. So just having him as a coach, that just puts the icing on the cake.
How do you feel like you and Coach Kelly meshed in the spring? He talked you up a lot in the spring as a guy that he was really impressed with right away.
Me and Coach Kelly meshed well. Coach Kelly recruited me all through high school. Coach Kelly got to watch me play a lot of ball in high school. So we developed a relationship early and just having him here and just listen to things that he has to say, whether it's about football or it's about just being a man, it's been a really big thing.
What's the difference between your mindset this time last year, wide-eyed freshman kind of entering things versus this season competing for starting spots?
It's a lot more confident. I feel like last year just being a freshman, I just got through in that water and it was just sink or swim. And coming back this year, I'm just more confident. I'm just more confident.
You mentioned Kayan earlier. How's he developing? How's he improving?
Kayan a dog.
How about Malik Blockton? Was something out there?
Oh yeah, Malik. I love Malik. He's gonna be a real good player. Y'all gonna really see. He's put in a lot of work from spring to now. Just seeing his development, how seriously he's taking his game over the whole summer. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna play for us this year. In the future, he's gonna be a big time player for sure. He's on his way.
How much more versatility is it in this defense to be able to slide guys? Malik, you could go from a 3-4 either to an attack one side. How valuable is that?
It's very valuable, not only just for our defense, but also just for marketability on our skills for the next level. Just getting us all a chance to play every position. Is very good. It can mix up the O-line and make it a lot harder for them. So that kind of makes our job easier when they get a little more confused. So that's been good for us for sure.
You mentioned Malik is a guy who's going to be some this year. He's not even a freshman, and not even a freshman was really more. Have you seen those freshmen kind of step up to the challenges of getting ready to compete as freshmen?
Yeah, so out of all the freshmen I've been around, they have a very mature approach to things. They know how serious this is. They know this is big time football. So over the summer, I kind of seen that commitment from them, kind of following us as older guys, as leaders. Just asking us questions, learning from our mistakes, and then applying that to their own game. So Malik, TJ, all of them that came in early, they've made a lot of plays. They've gotten a lot better since the spring. So it's been really good to see.
Scrimmage Saturday was a lot of different looks, a lot of different combinations up there. How much do you enjoy playing in defense? Is going to throw a lot of stuff at you.
I like it a lot just because every team runs something a little bit different, and being able to switch up our looks based on who we're playing is a very big, important piece of kind of what we're doing. It frees guys up and may give you an easier look. at certain positions, certain techniques are a little bit easier for different guys. So just being able to play different things, it keeps everybody versatile and also keeps us all fresh.
How much confidence does it give you as a defense to be able to do that many things that early in camp?
It gives us a lot of confidence, knowing that we know a lot of different schemes and we play a lot of different things. It gives us a lot of confidence going into the season because maybe we're playing against a team that something's not working. We can switch it up to something else and know that everybody's on the same page and can run it just as well as the other defense.
Is it wild to think about you guys already had that much in?
Kind of, yeah, it is for sure. But it's just another mark of just showing how much work we put in over the summer. We did a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of installs and stuff like that. So I think that's been very beneficial to be able to run so many different things.
Can you tell that DJ Durkin was a head coach prior? What's his practice like? Did it work under him?
Oh yeah, you can tell for sure. Coach Durkey's a very high energy guy. He's a guy who really cares about his players. Just wants to put us all in the best position to succeed. I think that's the reason why we play so many different techniques and different fronts, is just because he wants to see his guys do the best at what they're good at. So it kind of puts us in really good positions, which I've liked a lot since the beginning.
Not just the defense, but this team in general. Do you feel like they're capable of surprising some folks in the SEC that probably have you kind of just middle of the pack?
Oh yeah, I definitely think we're going to definitely surprise some people. We put in a lot of work. We like to keep our heads down and just work. We're not into all that outside opinion stuff. We just kind of keep it in-house. Just we know what we got going on. And it's just on us to be able to keep pushing and be as great as we can be.
What do you think about the edge rushers so far, those guys?
The edge rushers, yeah, there's some dogs. We got some dogs at edge rusher for sure. They've been putting in a lot of work, making a lot of plays, and it works together. The inside and the outside works together. We can't do nothing without them, vice versa. So it's been really good to be able to have guys like that can just step up at that position as well.
How long did it take you to think that gear on those guys can help?
First day of practice for real. Like he just has a lot of twitch and explosiveness off the edge. He's played a lot of snaps, so even though he's still younger, he still played a lot. So he got a lot of experience. He's a really good player. So.
We've heard Briggs talk a lot about rotate up front there. How much do you like that? Like, do you feel like having those less snaps can kind of help you guys out?
Yeah, I like it a lot just because like I said earlier, we're all going to be fresh and just based on game plan and who we're playing. Whoever's hot is going to go, and then once you're tired, there's a guy that you can depend on that's going to put in the same amount of effort as you, which is really good. So not one guy's taking 60 snaps, and by the end of the year, he burns out. So being able to rotate keeps us all fresh, which is something that all of us kind of want.
What can you guys build on as a defense after Saturday? What's the building block for you guys?
I'm gonna say just continuing to focus on the ball, getting the ball out, getting turnovers. We had 2 turnovers on Saturday, and our goal was 3 in the game, so we want to be able to get that out there for sure. And that's really been a big emphasis the last couple of days.
Yeah, you committed here. Coach Garrett is here, and went and hired Bontrell. I guess just talk a little bit about that process and why you ended up coming to Auburn. I guess your opinions of Coach Bontrell.
Yeah, Bontrell's been really helpful. Obviously, he coached last year here with JG, so for him to be able to take what he learned from him as a younger coach and be able to apply it to this year, it's been very good. I feel like Bontrell, he's very mature for his young age as a coach. I've been at a lot of places and had a lot of different D-line coaches, and Bontrell carries himself very well. He's a very confident guy. He knows what he's putting in, and so he gets the most out of us just because we trust him as a coach to have our best interest at heart. So that's something that's been very good, and I've enjoyed having him as my coach.
You see why the guys that were here last year wanted him to be the head coach?
Yeah, I definitely can see why they wanted him. We got here and they didn't really know who it was going to be. We talked a lot. Me and Trill talked a lot with the guys who were already here, and they had mentioned that they really wanted Bontrell, and so we were like, okay, we're on board with that. And it's been great ever since.
What have you seen out of Briggs and Briggs since then?
They're awesome. Having a lot of experience is very good. They're very explosive. Phil is very explosive. Briggs got a lot of good pass rush. They both bring kind of different skill sets, but it's perfect for the defense that we run because we run so much different stuff. They can both fit into everything that we're doing and provide a really good contribution. So it's been good having them for sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Pretty great.
And Jalen was in the same spot you were in last year as a transfer from the Sun Belt. How much has he been able to kind of help you through this transition and what you've learned? What have you learned from him?
Me and Jalen McLeod, I feel like we both are pretty dynamic, but it's like we both piggyback off each other. He always coaching me up, I'm coaching him up on the little things, but he's definitely, I'm looking at him as a role model as of right now because, he's a senior and his game it speaks for itself. He's a pretty good player. There's no doubt about it. But I'm reaching for the next level and trying to pass them up as well. There's always a competition in that room, so it's always a great experience to go against them.
Sylvester mentioned that the energy was a little bit different getting to practice in the stadium on Saturday. Could you feel some of that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was it like?
It was more of like the intensity on defense was pretty good, but we just got to pick the energy up on the sideline. But I feel like scrimmage 2 will be much different, and we're going to bring more energy and intensity.
When you decided to leave Arkansas State and Sun Belt, was this the type of destination you want to go to and sort of challenge yourself?
Yes, sir. I was looking for the best of the best and trying to level up the confidence and level up the competition level. So it's definitely the best of the best, and just the environment is a plus as well.
How long is it taking you to go, hey, I'm a football guy, not a basketball? You're a basketball guy for a long time. Do you feel full football now?
I feel all football. My body feels all football as well. But just becoming like a football player in my senior year of college, my senior year of high school was pretty neat of me, like just to switch the gift. It's pretty neat because I never thought or seen myself in this position. It was pretty odd. So
Just like that's helped you in kind of develop defense. You got started late, so you had quicker growth to make up. You feel like it's helped you develop and get older?
Yes, sir. I feel like that's helped me on and off the field because, I'm challenged a lot in football, and my manhood is challenged a lot in football, like going against another man and see like who's dominant. So, it's a neat role.
What do you think your strengths are as a pass rusher? Your skill set?
I feel like I can do all. If you ask me, I got speed, I got the power, I got the finesse. So, anybody that lines up in front of me is going to be a challenge. Like, I got to know I'm coming with everything, and it's going to be hard to stop.
How much fun is it to, you guys stand up on the field at the same time. There's a lot of different roles. Is that a lot of fun?
Oh my God.
All those places.
It's incredible. Having Kevin for me as myself and Jalen McLeod on the field at once is pretty scary. So anybody that's facing us, it will be a shock.
What's it like to get to play with DJ Durkin? Just how energetic he is, obviously in practice. What does he bring to the
In the meetings and practice, it's pretty fun because him as a
happy we got him. It's going to be very special.
Saturday, I'm a scrimmage, but I got sacked first play out there. So once that
I play with a club on my hand for the first 7 games. I feel like my productivity and stats and stuff were actually not where they could have been. But given it was my best season, I feel like I was able to showcase that versatility. Like I played anywhere from a 0 technique to a 5 technique. And I like doing different things and having the ability. Also having the trust in my coaches that they believe that I can go do the job and make some plays for them.
Do you think, obviously you weren't here for the spring, you were previously being coached by DJ. Do you think that helped you out, kind of getting up to speed quickly this first season?
Definitely. I knew the whole playbook, to be honest, coming in. And I just been fine-tuning things. I'm really confident with the calls and what he expects out of us.
Is it pretty similar to?
It's exactly
what they did much.
You played with a lot of highly recruited like yourself, defensive linemen at A&M. What do you think of your assessment of the defensive line with your?
I wouldn't say it's a close comparison. I would say we have a lot of talent, a lot of players that can do a lot of different things, strengths and weaknesses in different areas. I know Coach Durkin will put guys in the right positions to accomplish the things that he sees us doing. And I enjoy playing next to those guys. There's a lot of personality in the room. We enjoy it, we have a good time, and we also get better every day.
What do you want to show this season, your last season in college football?
I want to show dominance, to be honest. I want to dominate my opponents and anyone who gets us from me. Just show how relentless and the way I play.
This rotation plan you guys have, we've seen it in practice. Coach Vontrell kind of demanding you guys play fast. We saw in the scrimmage you guys would sub out after like 2 plays. How are you enjoying that so far? I guess how has that been going, playing 6 or 7 D lines?
It's good, especially in practice. You don't get a lot of too many reps on your body. It's people like taking a lot of reps. It can be hard when you come in a position like that. So I feel like that aspect is definitely great. And then leading into the game, like you just have fresh body, rotating in, everyone's giving 100%, and not having to worry about plays down the line, knowing that you'll be fresh when it's your turn.
Keldrick comes a long way too much in the freshman stretch. What do you see from him as a young guy that kind of plays a big role here?
He doesn't seem like a sophomore at all when you come in, especially if you come in like not really knowing what's going on. He seems like upperclassman, 1 year left, having getting ready for the NFL. He's a great leader, and I've even learned from him as I've been here. He's a great leader. He has a lot of different qualities that will make him very successful.
Obviously, the first time around the portal, you were recruited by Jeremy Garrett, and then obviously Vontrell takes over. Do you see similarities in them, and I guess what do you like about being coached by Vontrell?
Definitely similarities. Vontrell was here when I came visiting in the winter, so we were in the meeting room together. So they pretty much teach a lot of the same things. A little bit more freestyle. He has a little bit more freedom without JG. Maybe some of the things he had worked on in the past, but it's pretty much similar to what I was expecting from him in the winter.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Isaiah.